Hello and welcome to another episode of Blue Alpine TV. In today's episode, we'll talk about the crazy rise of Bitcoin, $1,000 within 45 minutes. We'll talk about a statement from a crypto hedge fund saying that this was the bottom and we won't see the bottom this year ever again. We'll talk about Bittrex and we'll talk about Warren Buffett as well. So let's get started right away with this first news story. And for the podcast listeners, we're currently looking at the 1-day chart of Bitcoin. Now, we're kind of used to seeing this 6,500, 6,800, 6,900 US dollar price in Bitcoin. But today something interesting happened. So around, I want to say 12 to 1, or about between 12 and 2, let's say, the Bitcoin price actually jumped within a time period of 30-40 minutes up to $1,000 to 7,700 or 7,800 at its peak, and stayed there pretty much the rest of the day. So it's currently at 7.6 thousand US dollars, and it's a remarkable gain. So around 10% gain within the last 24 hours. We've actually not seen these kinds of gains in the last couple of months. So there's definitely something going on. According to this article and some analysts, it is mentioned that Wall Street is getting ready to invest into crypto, whether they are preparing for a bull market or a bear market. They're getting ready and just playing around. And I'm not really sure, because we've talked a bit about Wall Street getting involved into this, and I don't think Wall Street will just open up a GDEX or Coinbase or Bittrex account and then start trading Bitcoin. That's not how it works. They will probably go in bigger with over-the-counter type of deals, but it could very well be that there is some people playing around with the price. So as always, invest into the fundamentals and not the price actions, because I mean, when Bitcoin rallies, the rest of the coins rally as well. So as you can see here, and for the podcast listeners, we're looking at coin market cap, and we're seeing green. We're seeing double-digit numbers, like the different coins going up to 20%, and it always has different reasons. For example, in Omisego's situation, we also have heard a mention, kind of an airdrop and all of these things. So there's definitely some stuff going on. And as always, make sure to kind of use this time, do your research, read our research papers in order to get kind of a better understanding of the different coins, and invest accordingly. Make sure to kind of that the trend goes up, that it doesn't go down again. There is something in technical analysis called the bull trap, where you think the numbers are going up, but then it drops back down. So don't get kind of confused by these numbers. These numbers could very well go down the next couple of days. However, according to one of the biggest crypto hedge funds, Pantera Capital Management, they're saying 6,500 US dollars was the low of this bear market, and Bitcoin will stay above that price for the majority of the next year, likely surpassing the previous record of almost 20,000 US dollars, according to a note sent to their investors on Thursday. Now, what can you say? I mean, they are kind of mentioning it with, and for the podcast listeners, we're looking at I want to say a chart where it breaks a certain a value, and this for them is kind of the key to saying, okay, yeah, this is the breakout. Now, obviously, Pantera Capital has some kind of interest in having this kind of opinion, because they invest in cryptocurrencies, and they will probably make more money if the entire market goes up, because it's much easier to make money that way versus just charging management fees and trading cryptocurrencies in such a difficult environment as it is right now. That being said, I mean, a lot of smart people are saying that this might have been the bottom, so it might very well be. I'm not in the business of predicting the price, as you know. I'm kind of I believe more in the fundamental numbers, in the fundamental reports that we write. So I would say do your research and invest accordingly. In other news and in other good news, and it could very well be that this might be connected, although I don't think so, but it could have played a little role. Bittrex is back up. So Bittrex is up for registration. So if you don't have a Bittrex account, you can sign up on bittrex.com. And I would suggest signing up, well, for once, because they have a good selection of interesting altcoins. Also, the altcoins we mentioned in our reports are sometimes on Bittrex. So it's definitely a good account to have. And one kind of recommendation from my side, definitely register your accounts before the bull market happens, before the hype starts coming back up, because these cryptocurrency exchanges might not be ready for the next bull run. If it is double the size or triple the size or even higher than the last bull run we've had, these exchanges will get into trouble. So make sure you have the accounts ready. So if you want to make sorry, kind of a trade, that you're ready to actually get started right away. So bittrex.com, and there you can register. Now, to end today's episode, kind of an interesting statement from the investing legend Warren Buffett. He's saying here, I had read every book on investing in the Omaha library. I was really into charting and technical analysis. I loved it, but it didn't make any money from it. At 19, I read Graham's The Intelligent Investor, and it changed my world. He's referring to The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. It is considered kind of the Bible of fundamental analysis. So in The Intelligent Investor, Graham really shows how you can evaluate, how you can kind of value different companies based on different KPIs and measures. And it's always like Warren Buffett always mentioned this book as kind of the road maker or pathfinder book for him. So he started reading this, and actually I think he even became good friends with Graham, and it was always kind of his mentor for Warren Buffett. And you know, I mean, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men alive, has always used that base of analysis, that type of fundamental analysis, in order to really get ahead. So it really speaks volume in my opinion. If a guy like Warren Buffett can rely on fundamental analysis, then what kind of reasons against fundamental analysis do you have? You have to kind of think about that. That being said, I don't think we should be closed-minded. I think we should be open to different types of strategies when it comes to investing. Now, fundamental analysis is one type, but I know of other people and companies and research companies who are using different KPIs and looking at different things. So even fundamental analysis has kind of a subjective element to it. And you have to be aware when you're investing and reading different research reports that you kind of have to build your own opinion based on these factors. Now, in the terms of technical analysis, I still believe technical analysis isn't that bad. You should still use certain elements of it, but I only think you should use the technical analysis kind of to get into the price action, but not really into the long term. So use fundamental analysis to decide whether you want to invest or not, and use kind of technical analysis to really get the right price. So that's my recommendation with my kind of dried out mouth right now. So I would say, like I said, rely on fundamental analysis for the basic decision, but don't rely on technical analysis kind of for the long term. And before I actually need to get a water, with that, guys, I'm already ending today's episode. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.